Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I wasn't quite prepared. Again, there's the Shanling M0, the unit I have on hand. This is the M1 that I had purchased secondhand from somebody. This is the Shanling M3S, which I bought new after reviewing it. I really liked it. And then this is what started me down the road to Shanling, the classic Shanling M5. I still love this. You know, it's old, and I guess old by DAP standards would be, what, 4 or 5 years, 2 or 3 years. The design of this has stayed the same. I am ever thankful that an M5S is coming out. I can't wait. So, real quick, this is how small the M0 is compared to the M1. Side by side. And a lot of people think the M1 is small. No touchscreen on this. It does have that scroll wheel. There were some known issues with it. And with the scroll wheel on the M3S, happily, there are no such issues with this. So I have this off, I believe, so I'm going to show you how quickly it takes. Okay, it was on, sorry. This is on, okay? I've had it on sitting for 2 to 3 days, and we'll see if we can get it to focus. And if you notice, it has hardly used any battery, so it's still at 2 bars. All right, so you think I'd figure this out? Well, if I'm on this menu right here, all I got to do is click and it'll go to the blank menu. Now if I click back, there are 2 screens which can be used on this, or 3 screens, sorry. One, I can get straight to the equalizer, which brings to all sorts of menus, a nice shortcut feature. And then if I long press there, I get back to the menu, the main menu, where all the icons are, and then if I click, I'm right back where I was. So that's kind of a neat feature. And then the third one, if lyrics are hooked up, they're there. So if I swipe left, I go back to the songs, and I don't think I can swipe back. Well, if I keep swiping back left, it will take me back to this main screen. All right, so let's get back there. If I long press, it will take me back to this menu. So just to give you an idea, here's the systems, and there's Bluetooth on this. I can adjust brightness, screen off, anything you would think you would need. USB mode, clock, that is the correct time, 16:08. I like putting it on 24-hour clock. Volume, this is balance, right? Double click. If I double click on this button, that's the pause play. So I do have that on. DSD mode, output, this can be used as a DAC, and then I can change themes. So if I go on into this, and it immediately changes the theme. Sorry you can't really see the colors. That took it to a brighter color, and I'll go back to the purple, click OK, and I'm back. Language, so I can get to that. So again, long pressing on top takes me back to this menu. Very basic, but it's touchscreen, so I like that. So it's nice to have that touchscreen. So I'm just going to hit play right here, just to show you it's playing. Now if I double click there, it pauses it, double click, and it goes back on. Now while I gotta say that's nice, playing with this, it is a single click to do that. So I kind of like the double click because a lot of people are going to have this in their pocket. USB Type-C on the bottom, single 3.5. And a nice cover. This cover is actually pretty nice. I have to pry it off. It takes a little bit of effort. I wouldn't say it's waterproof, but it's proof. Okay? And then you can pull that back, and then there's the card. So single SD slot. I believe it can take up to 512 gigabytes, which, you know, a lot of people complain about the size. Oh, it's only got one SD card slot. It can. Who cares? You know, you should have more than enough music on a 128 gigabyte card. That should be more than enough. And if you need more, just change the card. You know, who cares? I don't know if you can hear my dog come in. She's got her toy. She's right below, so we'll see how that works. So, nothing on top. Typical Shanling shape, rounded on the right, gives it that familiar feel, and that goes all the way back to the M5 where you have the scrolling wheel. All right. I'm not going to get to sound yet. I'll get to that in a little bit, so I'm just going to put it right there. This came with this great red case, and it fits just like this one, the M3S case. There's a little notch on top, and then just like this one. All right, this does have the belt clip, That doesn't need it, and I'll get to it in a second. So this one I have to lift it over the lip to get it out of there. Where this one I just kind of slide it in and it's there. It's not going to come out unless you physically push hard. All right. So that's one of the cases. This is the case I left it in the majority of the time, and I will say that getting to the pause play and the volume up or down was a little bit finicky. But I'll be honest, I would rather have that extra part right there to protect it than have it stick way out. Because, you know, figure, what do you put in your pocket? You got keys, you might have a Lucky Charm, you might have coins, you might have other things, you know, chopstick, whatever. And it would be a real shame if it banged up against this and harmed it. So I don't fault them at all. That's like a minor detail to me, all right? Well, the other case that came with this, and I did try it out, was this belt clip. So it was nice that Fran sent both belt clips. Pop it in there. It's in there. It's a nice belt clip. Again, I don't know how that would last, but you know, it should last well. It should last a long time because all you're doing is putting it onto a belt. I did not use this case. I didn't feel the need to. I kept this thing in my pocket. All right, so getting through all that, how does this sound? Well, I'll be honest, right up front. I very much like the Shanling House sound. And to me, the Shanling House sound, starting with that one, which was my indoctrination, and you can call it that if you want. I am a fan of Shanling. Slightly warm, good T-tail, decent reach of the bass, good sound stage. Just an overall, I would say if this is neutral, it's above warm. That one is pretty warm. I think the M3S is warmer yet, without losing the detail that provided, and this one is a little bit more towards neutral. This one, I think, has probably what I would call the brightest top end of any of those, and I think they did that for a reason. I think the reason they did that is because this is what I call ultra portable. That'd be portable, pocketable, certainly baggable, but ultra portable. This is the one that you'd probably throw in your gym bag and take to the gym with you. I mean, it's got one of these, so it'll go on your runs or your walks, or if you have one of those arm clips, this will clip right over that. I have an arm clip for this one, but it pops in like that. I do kind of like that better. This has a lip on it. It's not going to go anywhere, so you don't have to worry. So because it's ultra portable, a lot of times there is a lot of noise, outsized noise, and depending upon your IEM that you use or earbud, you want to be able to hear, especially if you're running or doing an activity outside, you want to hear your surroundings. Like if you're running in the city, you want to be able to hear the city. So they made the treble a little bit sparkly. I wouldn't call it bright or brittle, but I would call it a little bit sparkly. I can certainly tolerate it. With my known, and I've told you this before, my known upper end issues, there have been some IEMs in the past that have just absolutely bugged me, and I can't recommend them for me because of that. This I can still recommend if I can ever get it into focus. I'm having a real hard time with that. I can recommend this. It sounds very nice. Soundstage, it's a bit narrow. It's narrower than that. I would put these two on par. I would put this on par with this being a little bit wider. I won't say this is a hugely intimate sound, but I would say it's an intimate sound. And I don't know about you, but when I work out, I want it to be me and my music. I don't want it to be everybody else in the gym or everybody else on my run if I'm running out at soccer practice. I want it to be me. So I very much appreciate what they did with this. Good bass reach. I wouldn't say really low, and I'll be honest, I'm hard pressed to really discern the differences in how far down the bass goes, how deep it reaches, or how far up the treble goes. I can tell you what's forward or central or backwards in the mids. This has a slightly mid-centric, mid-forward sound, which means I think they emphasize the mids, and then they do have that sparkle up top to add to it. That's not saying this doesn't have bad bass. I've hooked up everything from the the KZAS10s to the Advanced Sound GT3s, to the MEE Audio M6 Pro Generation 2. Fabulous. I'll get to that in a little bit. All of those that I have, to the Mezi 11 Neos. This sounded good with all of them. I have not tried these with the Campfire Audio Atlas, or with my Campfire Audio Jupiter, or any of my upper end ones. I think that wouldn't be a fair comparison. That's for this. This, I think you could use them. I don't think you're getting enough out of them. Power-wise, not bad. I usually keep this at about 50 out of the 100, but if I really want to jam, I'll push it up to 60, 65, maybe 70, but I can't tolerate that for very long, and it's not because of this, it's just because I don't really like that much loud music anymore, that loud for that long. It just kind of bugs me. I do notice that when I do turn this up, when I do raise the volume, that sparkle does tend to exacerbate my loss a little bit, so I will say that. Most of you that are doing this, you're much younger than I am, so it's not going to bother you. It's not going to bug you at all. Real quick look in the box. There's not much to it. Typical small Shanling box. Comes right in there. The thing was just brilliant when it came in. It was spotless. It's not now. You're going to get your typical things. You're going to get your warranty card. You're going to get a set of instructions, the go-to instructions, and then inside this box, the only thing that it has is the USB Type-C charging cable. That's it, right? Because, you know, you really don't need anything else. If you want to get a screen protector, you can, but I don't think it really needs one. You know, I can clean it. I've used this. I've been using it just the last few minutes, and it's not that bad. Okay, it's not as bad as some of the IEMs I've had in the past. So there you go. None of these really get as dirty as my iPhone X do. I wish Apple would take a cue from Shanling and others and figure out a way to make their screens, you know, less fingerprint prone. So to sum this up, what do you get for 110 bucks? You get a top quality touchscreen DAP that is in what I would call the ultra portable realm. Start using that term. I like it. So in the ultra portable realm, you're going to run into, there's a lower end high Ds, there's a high buy, there's a I don't know, FIO makes a smaller one now. You're just going to run into a few of the other ones. I like this one. I've heard a good number of the other ones. I have either owned right now or I have used them on tours. I'd put this up there with any of them. Is this a world beater? Will this replace my M5 or M3S or even my Opus 2 or my QP2R? Well, certainly not, but it's not meant to do that. This is meant to be affordable. It's meant to be touchscreen. It's meant to, let's see if I can get back to the menu there. And see sometimes that I have trouble with that. There we go. It has Bluetooth. I have hooked it up, and I won't say the range of this is bad. It's the range of the critters I've used it with that are bad. This has very good range for Bluetooth. I briefly hooked this up to my V-Moda Crossfade 2s. Did a stellar job. That's a $300 Bluetooth headphone that takes a lot of power, and this thing did a very nice job. Good Bluetooth. It's two-way Bluetooth, so it's very good. You can hook this up through your smartphone, and you can run the Hi-Bi music app just like you can with that, and just like you can with that. So you can use this as a transport, a DAC transport. Which, you know, if you want to stream Tidal through your Android or your iPhone, play it through this. You hook it up with Bluetooth. There we go, screen went off. You hook it up through Bluetooth. You skip your crummy Android or iPhone DAC. Okay, they're actually pretty good. I'm just saying that. You run it through this. You can hook your headphones up to this and have complete control on this. I've actually done it. I did it before with that. I actually ran the controls from my Garmin. I can do that. I have done it with this. So that's nice that they kept that feature. I had my iPhone running through this and headphones, and then I could control the music through this. So I had 3 Bluetooth devices going in a row. I did it with this. That's kind of a neat feature for those of you that just want to do that. A nice feature again is that play pause. You get a phone call. People actually do get phone calls still. You get a phone call, you double pause, you double click it, it pauses it, you answer your phone, you're done, you go, all right, bye, see you, I'll get that milk at the grocery store, I won't forget, honey. You double click again, and you're back on your music. All right, so Shanling M0 touchscreen. You get a heck of a lot of good features and sound quality for the price in this. I'm not going to say this is the best or the worst or a world beater. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be a Shanling, and that's, you know, that's all I can say. That's the good stuff I can say. So before I drop it, pop it back in here. It's nice. It prevented a lot of scratches. I have pretty much just thrown this in my book bag when I go to school. I have yet to find a scratch on here. I have yet to find a scratch on this and the brushed aluminum cover, or have yet to find a scratch on the red case. Good stuff. Touchscreen, 110 bucks. Good sound. Bluetooth connectivity is really good. Single disc, who cares? Ultra portable market. I like this. All right, I again want to thank Fran from Shanling and Shanling for the loan of this. It's a top quality critter. It's a really good. I'll have this tagged on my review. Please do me a favor and okay, you don't have to like the review, but if you're in the market, read all the reviews on these. Don't just read mine. Don't just read someone else's. Read as many as you can, and that goes with anything. I think you'd be silly just to read and purchase something based on one review. I try and do my homework too. All right? Well, I think that's it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.